What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Saturday night. A little bit after 6:30. Got some news for you. We found out the practice squad elevations. We got the news on, some of the injuries. We got some game status updates. And of course, I'm going to give you the updated depth charts for both teams. So you're going to get to look at what these teams actually look like going into the game tomorrow. A lot of injuries for the Cardinals, a couple for the Eagles. So, we're going to get into it. I appreciate each and every one of you, though, taking the time tonight. Hope you're all having a great weekend. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to leave them down below. But let's get this bad boy started, and we're going to start off with the game status updates. Now, with the Cardinals here, I'm actually going to add some roster moves here because they actually made a few moves that is going to affect the game status of some of these guys. There were injuries throughout the week that we talked about, so let's jump right into it. Nick Vigil was one of those guys. Talked about that would be a big loss for them. Well, he was placed on IR, so he's definitely going to be out the next 4 weeks, actually. So Isaiah Simmons will have to step in. He had lost his starting job to Nick Vigil, so Isaiah Simmons, we talked about, would he get some playing time because of this injury, because of his athleticism, maybe trying to take on Dallas Goedert? Well, he's going to get his chance now. Then you see Antonio Hamilton. We talked about him this week, possibly being activated from the IR. That is happening. So they've got themselves another corner. That's great for them because Trayvon Mullen, you will see, is questionable for this game. So this guy was actually somebody that was one of their starters with Byron Murphy there. So I don't know that he starts right away, just coming off IR, but he's definitely going to play. So that's good news for them. The other day they released Max Williams we talked about. So Antonio Hamilton is that guy taking the roster spot there, and then signed to the active roster spot with Nick Vigil going to the IR is Andre Baccellia, who we talked about was on the roster last week as a practice squad, guy that was brought up. So now, looking at their actual game status, it is the same as yesterday. Out, backup lineman Garcia. You've got your nose tackle, Rashard Lawrence. Matt Prater, their kicker, is out. And then, of course, Vigil, we just talked about. Rodney Hudson, doubtful for this game. Their starting center. It'll be a huge loss for them. And then they're starting left tackle and left guard, Humphreys and Hughes. Both are questionable for this game. So that's big one. And then Trayvon Mullen, we just talked about. And Rondale Moore, you guys know, just came back from injury we talked about. Didn't have a great game, but they're hoping they can get him going with DeAndre Hopkins still out. Now, on the Eagles side of the ball, this was updated today. So Jordan Mailata is no longer doubtful. He is out. So you've got Jake Elliott, Patrick Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Avonte Maddox, all out for this game. Major losses, but next man up. It's time for a little Dicker, time for Kyron Johnson, time for Jack Driscoll, and then, of course, Josiah Scott stepping in. Boston Scott is questionable for this game. If he does not play, you will have Trey Sermon once again, I'm sure, suiting up and look good with those couple carries. And we talked about that last week. I didn't see him getting more than, 3-4 carries. So it's running back 3. Not a big deal, but we'll definitely keep our eye on that. But those were the game status updates I had for you. My man Randy in the building. What is going on, dude? Watching my Blue Jays. Boo. Go Phils. Let's go. So 8:30 ready for the Phillies, but best of luck to you, man. Hope you're having a great night. I have no idea what this comment says. Go Birds. How about that? But let's keep this train rolling here. Up next was the practice squad elevations for today. First, we'll get into the Cardinals. As we talked about, their kicker is going to be missing. So Matt Amendola, who was just let go by the Chiefs for missing a field goal, extra point, definitely has struggled. Journeyman, his first couple years here out of Oklahoma State. And then Chris Banjo, defensive back there, the safety, a longtime Cardinal here for a couple years, but he's been on the practice squad lately. They brought him up again this week, going to need secondary help. And then the Eagles also obviously bringing up Dicker, the kicker, but they bring themselves a defensive back in Andre Sacheret, the guy that can play a little bit of nickel, can play some free safety. He is your special teams ace. So love the dude. Happy to see him elevated. Hopefully he gets to make a big play tomorrow. I would love to see that. So big play, Sacheret. Oh my God. Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to steal your nickname there, Slay, but Jesus. But excited for him. I really love the dude. Him and his wife are really cool. Follow them on social media. Really excited to see what he can do. He's a wily veteran. We've talked about him coming from Gannon's system, and I want to see him succeed. So happy to see him get a chance. This will be his second elevation, so only one more time before he either stays on the practice squad, he goes through waivers, and if he clears, he goes back to the practice squad, or he could sign him to the active roster. We'll see. But because of Avonte Maddox's injury, he is getting some play time. We'll just hope Avonte gets back and healthy soon. Let's get into these updated depth charts here. Take a look at both of these teams. I think that comment said, dude, I literally can't see from here because you have to understand that I have to produce all this. So it literally looked like an image, ... and then it had an underscore. If it would have had a dash, I would have noticed it said 5-0, but I took it as a 5.0. I apologize for that, dude. But let's go Birds. I didn't even realize it was Joseph. If I would have saw that, I would have known that. It's been a long day, my friends. Let's go Birds. You know it. 5-0 is coming, man. And it's a long road ahead, but I really feel if we could get 15 wins, I'm going to be excited. But I think, at this point, I feel this team could steamroll everybody. So maybe getting ahead of myself, but I still feel very pumped up. But let's go Birds. 5-0, all about it. Hurricanes, I'm ready for my Phillies. That is exactly what I'm ready for, but hope your teams are doing well. But if you get a chance to face us, going down. But, man, I'm really ready for, the Phils to really make some magic happen here. The Sixers, the Eagles really doing special things. Now the Flyers, not so much. So we'll see. But we'll see, dude, this Eagles game I'm really pumped up for. So, appreciate you, man. Hope you guys are having a great night, though. Now let's take a look at these updated depth charts here on offense for the Cardinals. You see where all these injuries are. So if they're in red, they are not playing this game, or they are doubtful and most likely not. In the orange hue, you see there, they are questionable. So on offense, you've got one of your receivers you just got back. He is questionable to play. And then you're going to probably be missing your center. And then you've got your left tackle and left guard questionable to play, already missing a plethora of pieces. Cody Ford, who you traded for, all kinds of bad things happening there. They thought maybe Antoine Wesley as a receiver could come back, a big body guy, but he unfortunately had a setback, so he won't be there. They had to bring up Bachelia. So they are definitely banged up all over the place. They got rid of Max Williams, so they've got Ertz, McBride, and Anderson there. So we're going to see who is starting on this offensive line tomorrow. But again, I think the Eagles can get a plus 20-point win here, and I think we can put up 40-plus points. I'm dead serious. I think this Eagles team is going to beat the hell out of them, and I'm putting some damn money on it. Don't take my word for it. I'm saying that's what I'm doing. So at your own risk, feel free, but I'm doing it. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, you see here, Nick Vigil lost his job, so Isaiah Simmons back in the inside linebacker spot. You've got, a secondary that is a little banged up, but they really don't have much there to begin with. It's not like you're missing these superstars or anything. You've got your starters, but Antonio Hamilton's back again. I don't know if he takes the job from Marco Wilson, but I think that, this defense, it's got some talented players, but I'm not too afraid of it. I think this offense is going to be able to pounce. J.J. Watt obviously can do some things. Zaven Collins, Isaiah Simmons. I mean, they have talented guys. Buda Baker, Jalen Thompson, even very underrated safety in the game. But I really feel I don't care. We've played better defenses, and I think this offense is rolling here. I can show you guys the stats here in a second, how these teams are doing, but I'm not afraid of it. Now you see their special teams unit here, Matt Amendola, now the kicker with Prater out. Got Andy Lee, Aaron Brewer, Eno Benjamin, and Greg Dortch as your returners. And then maybe Rondale Moore if he's ready, and Jonathan Ward. Now on to the Eagles side of the ball. As we talked about, questionable is Boston Scott. So, running back 3, not a big deal. But when you get down to the offensive line, you see there Dillard obviously on IR. You've got Jordan Mailata out. So Jack Driscoll will be back at left tackle. And, hey, I'm okay with that. I thought he did pretty well. So I think plug and play. Let's go, baby. Not that big of a deal. Next man up. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you will see here that Patrick Johnson being out, Kyron Johnson going to get his chance to shine here. And then Avonte Maddox being out will have Josiah Scott step back into that starting nickel cornerback role. Andre Sacheret added in there because, well, he can play nickel cornerback and free safety. So get him a little in the middle there. And those are your injuries there. And then, of course, for the special teams, you have Cameron Dicker, the kicker, with Jake Elliott out. And then, of course, Britton Covey now signed to the active roster, used as a kick returner last week. Now, not doing so phenomenal exactly, but I'm excited for him. Glad he's getting the chance. We need some kind of spark here. And I know he's still young, so I'm not giving up on him. I know I've seen some really special things from him in college, so just hoping for the same, man. That's all I want to see from this team. 40 spot. Yeah, man. Look, I just think that this team, the way the offense is rolling, we're in a dome. If we get things clicking and, Jack Driscoll, I think, can fit right in, man. I think we can keep putting up points on them, but I think their offense is going to struggle. I don't even think they can put up, I said we could win by 20. I think we could win by almost 30, to be honest with you, because I don't know that they put up 10 unless it's garbage time or they get some, sneaky shit because Kyler Murray. But Hollywood Brown, he's a home run hitter, and we've got some injuries in the secondary, but I'm not worried about it at all. I think this defense, we're going to get to the quarterback. We're number 1 in sacks. I think it's time to get after the quarterback, man. I am excited. Going to blow out Arizona. I'll have 3 turnovers. Hey, I talked about it, dude. I want to see a few turnovers. I want to see +5 sacks. I want to see this defense go after him, get him. This offense of the Arizona Cardinals has been struggling mightily. Hopefully, no games. Never. There's never a week I'm ever going to want an injury. I'm with you on that, Vincent. Hell no. Do you watch college? Yes, I do. I was enjoying some earlier, winning some money. Let's go. And, I always try to put these in. I'm like, when am I going to get a good time where someone's not watching a game? You know what I mean? So I'm like, son of a bitch. And then I've got shit going on today. So it's just been a wild day. And then, of course, the Phils game, I got to be there for that at 8:30. And it's just like, oh, my God. So today's been pretty wild. But I think our run game or our wide receiver are going to have a career day. Well, I mean, anybody at any time in this offense can have a career day. But as I said, throughout this week, this is going to be spread around throughout this offense. I think A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith can have big games, but I think you could look out for Quez Watkins, look out for Zach Pascal to have some plays. Dallas Goedert's going to get his, Miles Sanders. I think you're going to see a high-octane offense that's just I think they run the first, number 1 in plays run on offense per game, and then we're 5th. So I think you're going to see a lot of fast-paced stuff. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game from us. I don't know how much they're going to be able to put up. So, dude, I'm feeling it. I really am. I just feel that's where we're at right now. And let me find this graphic here. I wanted to look at, the stats for both these teams, just in case you guys missed it throughout the week. But you see here with Arizona, average on offense, not turning the ball over, but really struggling to get things going, especially in the run game. But, just middle of the pack with everything they're doing. And then defense, they are struggling mighty. Tied for 25th in points given up, 17th in total yards. But I mean, they're good against the run. Don't care. Just like I didn't against the Jaguars last week. Run the damn ball right down their throat. Jags last week were number 1, 55 yards given up per game, but we ran over 200. So do that again. They are last in sacks. Jalen Hurts, go have yourself a day. You look at the Eagles, what they have been able to do. My Lord, 4th in points per game. We don't have to put up that many points. We're just beating their asses right to start the game. Love it. Yeah, we've had a couple struggles against, especially Jaguars. But look, man, sloppy game, injuries, you turn things around. That's what you want to see. This team dealing with adversity, growing. Let's go. Then you see, this team being able to run and pass the ball. Dude, top 6 in both. And then you see 2nd in total yards. That's beautiful, man. Beautiful. Not giving up too many sacks, but more than I'd like. Cleaning things up. It's perfectly fine. Not throwing interceptions. We are tied for 1st in turnovers. But I love it, man. Not turning the ball over. No stupid penalties in this game. I don't ever want to see that. No injuries. None of that stuff. Ever. And then on defense, man. People didn't want to hear it, but look at what this defense is able to do. Tied for 9th in points per game. 3rd in total yards. Dude, 1st in sacks. You love to see it. Top 10 in passing yards and rushing yards given up. Dude, love it. 1st in turnovers per game as well. So 1st in both categories on offense and defense. Let's go Birds. Man, if people aren't excited, they're going to be after this game. I really think that this is a great time to be a Philly fan. That's all I'll say, man. I'm pretty damn excited about it. Let's support Jimmy the Macho Man Savage and hit that like button. I'm all about it, my man. If you guys are getting anything from it, got anything from this, whatever it may be, appreciate you watching it live later. Whatever it is, you guys have no idea what a wild day it has been. But I just appreciate each and every one of you taking the time here, getting it together, trying to get my life together here. But happy the family's home, ready to spend some time with them. So Going to do that, watch some college football. I hope you guys are all having yourselves a great night, though. But yeah, if you guys need anything, you can always reach out. Oregon got a good team, lost to Memphis a couple weeks ago in D1 school, no doubt, my man. How can you not be excited? Yeah, man. Well, you saw all the bashing all offseason. It's been like, oh, God. So thankfully, we got the bandwagon people, the people that don't know what's going on. As long as we can get them to just stop talking football, because it's like, bro, please let us enjoy this. I know you're trying to nitpick and whine because you were wrong, but enough. Get on board. It's bird time, baby. We're coming to whoop some ass. So if they're sleeping, they won't be after this game. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get rolling out. I'll be back tomorrow. Pre-game show. I'll be doing it around, I think, going to shoot for around 3 o'clock. So going to be watching some games after I do some things tomorrow. But yeah, I'll jump on before the game, give you the inactives, all that great stuff. The game is at 4:25. So if you guys need anything, reach out to me. But I'll be live then. We'll be going over everything. But yes, have yourself a great rest of the night. Hope you're having yourselves a great weekend. Got one more gammon here. Oh, my man, Joseph. Appreciate the super chat. You are a kind soul, and you know it. Fly, Eagles, fly. And Joseph, I hope you'll tune in tomorrow morning. Well, it won't be in the morning because we've got a later game. So I always like to try to wait for the inactives. That way, you guys have some information there. But maybe I'll do a morning one just to, get everybody ready to run through a wall. So I appreciate the hell out of you, Joseph, and everybody else who took the time to tune in tonight, from Randy to Dizzle Drizzle. You guys, I can't do this without you. So thank you. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Joseph, thank you again for the super chat. And if you guys need anything, whether it's to talk about sports, you need a stream for the game, you just need a friend, whatever it is, you can always reach out to me on any of these platforms. But I will be back tomorrow. Maybe a morning show. Maybe. Sorry, dude. But 3 o'clock, definitely I'll be here with the inactives. So that way you guys know who's not dressed and all that great stuff. If Boston Scott's playing, who's not playing for the Cardinals, I'll give you all that information tomorrow. But until then, I hope you guys have a great weekend, a great night. Again, reach out if you need me, but stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!